Yo, what up, boys? It's your boy YelowishSnowman back up in the building playing some more Sakura Spirit. And in the last episode, we were accepted into the home, or village, if you will, of these people. We were accepted. We're allowed to visit and get respect. And in this episode, we're gonna try and find our way home. Maybe. I don't know how much time is left in the game, but we'll try. Let's get into this. Okay. Thank you, Elder Salmon. My sister and I are very grateful for your hospitality. However, the laws of this village shall apply to you three as well. Takahiro-kun, I believe it will be in your best interest to learn more about the village. Tsukino Dono, Narumi-chan, I will leave him in your care. And try not to put him back in that cell, you two. Da-da-da, man, dude. We're gonna do our best. So what about my Chikotan? I would like them to stay here for the time being. We need to discuss what to do should the other spirits choose to return. Elder Sama, I would like to stay with you for that conversation. It is my duty to protect the village and those within it from any perceived danger. This includes you. I also believe it would serve me well to hear this firsthand. Of course, I expected nothing. Of course, I expected nothing? Does he mean I expected nothing else? Tsukino Dono, Narumi-chan, how about you take Takahiro-kun for a while? And do not think that this is a date, young man. You're going to need more than that show earlier to earn the right to date my granddaughter. The man laughed heartily as I blushed, smiling weakly. At least I wouldn't end up cuffed and brought to a jail cell this time. Maybe it would even turn out to be a pleasant experience. It didn't. Even the elements seemed to be working against the village today. Barely a minute into the walk, the skies let loose, and we were both soaked through within seconds. We were both soaked through. Okay, so yeah, it's awkward again. We're getting awkward. Okay, let me at her. Letting out a yelp, Narumi grabbed back my hand and pulled me toward the nearest shelter. Oh, you're a rainfall this Saturday. This is just typical. Toreo get from bad to worse. Her accent is just, it's getting worse and worse. Like every episode. Throughout each episode, it gets terrible. I thought it would take more than a bit of rain to douse your warrior spirit. But what a spirit is that I really had that but a bucketful today, didn't I? You sound different from the last time we met. I was practically expecting you to shout, "Ha! If you had to great over me, you have to wait to yourself, Mother Nature." Send me a tsunami, an earthquake, or a tornado my way. You might just stand a chance. That was before I realized what a weak, cowardly person I am. It wouldn't take all that to stop me. I'm not that great. I'm just a girl who's trying to impress someone. It just takes a drizzle to stop me. I frowned for a moment, trying to think of how to respond. It looked like her inability to stop the slime girl from causing havoc had led Narumi to feel like she had failed somehow. It was then I recalled a certain scenario and decided to act. I swiftly grabbed a hold of Narumi's shoulder while my other arm wrapped around her own, almost as though I was about to comfort her. I had decided to use a judo technique, pretending to be the hero of some manga. Preparing himself for a secret technique, I shouted proudly, "Why, stop!" Oh. Surikomigoshi. What? Surikomigoshi? Having practiced judo since I was a kid, I easily spun the girl over my shoulder and onto her back in the rainy grass. My eyes were sharp as they looked down at her, repeating the words I remembered from a certain manga. If you let one loss break your spirit, you're not suited for the life of a warrior. The stronger the people around you, the more you should improve. That doesn't mean anything. You took me by surprise is all. You look like you were going to kiss me, and then you toss me on my back. I wasn't planning to kiss you, and now I forgot my heroic speech. Get up and grab your weapon, Narumi. Looks like she's already up, my dude. If words won't cheer you up, then let's talk like warriors do. Through battle. Wait there! The woman pushed herself upward and barged past me, stomping into a nearby building. Only now did I recognize it as the building I had been held in the day before. I waited under the wooden slats of the shelter as the rain continued. A few moments later, I heard a loud thud, and through the doors, Narumi burst. Oh, yeah! Time to fight, boys! In her hand, she held a naginata, similar to the one she had used previously, but with a different blade. In the moment before her attack landed, I noticed that it wasn't nearly as sharp as it should have been. Hurrah! It took everything I had to raise my arms in time and grab a hold of the shaft of the weapon before the attack crushed my body. Pushing her aside, I darted forwards. Pushing my hand forcefully against her chest, I attempted to open her up for a second attack. That's it. You're not some weak-willed girl who's gonna lose her fighting spirit that easily. Hey, shut up! You don't even know what's going on. I'm going to beat this nut out of you, and that'll make me feel better. Didn't you forget one of the most important things in a fight? The woman gritted her teeth and lunged toward me again, a wild, angry strike that would have been ridiculously easy to dodge had she not been so fast. Even though I was faster, the whoosh that shot past me made it clear she was not pulling her punches. I don't care, it's not important. I can't do it. I got to let everyone down. What? Is she Scandinavian now? And that's why you failed as a warrior. I can read every emotion behind your attacks. You're angry at yourself for being unable to stop that spirit, right? Disappointed at yourself for lacking the courage to face them. But you're not some lone hero who has to do everything by herself. I quickly pushed her naginata upward. A quick slide of my body, nearly knocking the weapon out of her hands. I quickly raised a hand to flick her forehead before stepping backwards. Did anyone tell you that you had to fight that spirit on your own? Did you forget that you have friends out there that would give their lives to help you? A hero who fights alone is a hero who dies early. It's why both you and the tsundere tyrant weren't able to defeat that spirit. Anyway, how am I supposed to fight her by your side when she is so much better than I could ever hope to be? How could I stand against spirits when I'm just a girl with a sharp stick? I lost her sword. What? I'm a little Irish. But she never lost her resolve. Scottish. I'm done, dude. I lost mine as soon as things became dangerous and worthless. The woman snarled as her forehead was flicked, and she quickly lunged forwards again, lashing out with her spare hand, aiming for my temple. I ducked, slid back, and narrowly dodged the swing of her naginata. I noticed a change in her stance, which seemed to allow a closer range attacking style. The only limits we have are those we impose upon ourselves. If she's better than you, you just need to keep improvising. Even I have things I want to overcome. That's the thing about martial arts. Why haven't you tried talking to her about this? Because I can't talk to her. I can't talk to her like that. I just need to be strong. She does it without relying on anyone, without being or yielding. I can do it. I can be like her. Is that really how it is? Maybe you just don't know how the source of her strength is. But in your case, it's just a matter of finding your resolve. Well, there's the problem. I don't have any. I'm just a dumb little girl who needs to be saved all the time. Come on, stop talking like that. Don't you have something you want to protect at all costs? Nothing at all? Not your family, your friends, your village? You just turn up for the paycheck and tell them thanks? You're right, there's nothing. I've lost everything. The woman's next attack caught me by surprise. She flung her weapon towards me at full strength, hitting my arm and causing me to flinch. As she turned away from me, she slipped on the wet grass. Before I had a chance to react, she scrambled to her feet and suddenly took off towards the forest. Oh, we're gonna get that image again? Oh my lord. On the sad music? Okay, so we're about to dive back into the backstory. Is that what's happening? I chased the girl as fast as I could, barely able to keep up as she picked her way through the trees. She finally slowed down, coming to a stop at the edge of a small clearing. Huff, you're really fast. Why did you run? Damn it! Why did you follow me? I didn't ask you to come. I don't want you here. Leave. I can't do that, Narumi-chan. I'm just can't do that. A hero never abandons someone in need, and a master never lets his pupil down. I can't do that. What are you talking about? It's not important. Won't you at least tell me what has gotten you worked up? Wow. I know you panicked back when the wild spirit attacked, but I think most people would have. It's not something you need to feel ashamed of. No answer came from the girl, who kept her gaze lowered. Rolling my eyes, I turned to leave, but stopped when I noticed two small graves. They looked old but well maintained, sitting in the shade of a tree. Narumi. My parents lost their lives during a spirit attack. I was lucky enough not to see it happen firsthand, but I'm all alone now. I've lost my best friend too. When I saw the mail trap, but I got so scared that I was going to lose it too. Just to kind of shut down, my mind went blank. I envy you, Takahiro. You're trapped in another world and you might never see your family or friends again. But here you are, still so positive and eager to help everyone. How would you do it? Well, I don't want to worry about whether I'll be able to return to my world or not. But I realize that just sitting around, sulking all day, won't get me anywhere. I'd rather spend my time helping everyone. But I don't think you lost everything that day. I mean, Mio-san is still here, right? So maybe she can be the reason for you to get strong. What about the elder and the other villagers? Isn't there trust in you enough of reason to fight? It's just too hard. I'm so weak. I can't fight. But you can. Will you help me? I need to get better, and your skills are incredible. If I get strong enough, maybe I can finally protect those I care about, my old sunshine of the village. Well, I'm gonna be stuck here for a while anyway, so I wouldn't mind helping you out, but if you had kept your emotions in check during our fight, I would have been seeing stars by now. But who's Chi-chan? You're not talking about the elder, are you? Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. Can I trust Takahiro-kun? So she's about to just basically go over what she just said to Machiko-san. Of course, my lips are sealed. Chi-chan is Machiko. Oh, you already gave her a nickname? It's a little complicated. We were friends when we were kids. She was a friend I lost. After the incident, the villagers went on a witch hunt and got rid of all the spirits, banishing them to the forest. I haven't spoken to her since the reason till today. Okay, that one, her voice is getting so many different accents at this point. I doubt Machiko-san has changed from much from how you remember her. Well, aside from the fact that she might not have been such a tease. She was actually a tease back then too, only not so how do you say intense? She used to play fun pranks like hiding a bucket of water on the door, hiding a frog in somebody's boot. It was so much fun. I genuinely hope the next generation of children in this village won't take after the two of you. You're no fun. Is there only a bit of armor Senies where I made sure no one ever got hurt? We've rescued the frogs. It's just a shame it'll end so quickly. Why don't you try to reconnect with her now that she's allowed back into the village? I'd like to, but we had a lot of fun when we were playing, but something seemed weird when I spoke to her earlier. So I didn't seem to remember anything, and it looked like I read the word when she was right too. It's probably nothing, but you never know. Maybe something happened to her after she ran away? In any case, I think we should return to the village. It's raining. Oh wait, the rain stopped like 20 minutes ago, dude. I didn't even know, like, what? Hello? The rain stopped like a full actual 10 minutes ago, dude. We should still get back though, like that. And I I turned my gaze away, my cheeks burning as I pointed to her chest. Your clothes are soaked. You don't actually think she knows? You don't actually think she knows that? You really don't. Ah, you're right. Haha, yeah, they're almost see-through. Almost. Not quite, though, because... steam. That's not something you should be amused about. Look who's talking about these fantastic and it deserves to be shown. All these girls are coming on to you, Takahiro, bro. All of them. And you're just like, I'm gay. Like, he has to be gay at this point. I doubt your grandfather wants you showing it off to anyone at all, let alone a guy. Anyway, let's get back to the village before you catch a cold. The girl nodded, and with one last look at the two graves, she turned and began to walk back to the village, with me following in her trail. Dong 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 ding. We walked back to the village, exchanging idle chatter. I managed to establish that, while the girl was training her body well, she lacked discipline. She led me to an unfamiliar building on the outskirts of the village and quickly unlocked the door. Welcome to my humble abode. It doesn't look like much, but I keep it tidy. You could have one of the OG Sama's old robes if you want to. You know, while he has to fertilize. Isn't OG Sama the elder? And isn't he wrinkly and old and like short? This used to be his place before he became the village elder. I never really got rid of all his things. You won't even know. Okay, so I think this is supposed to be her talking, but they didn't put it in. No. Yeah. Well, you won't even notice you're wearing your stuff. You can change in there. I'll get into something else. Yeah, that's got to be her talking. Oh well. Before we had a chance to get started, the sound of heavy footsteps could be heard from outside, and soon enough a young guardsman appeared at the door. Hikage-san, there you are! Where have you been? We've been searching for you. Elder-sama wishes to see you right away. Oh, of course, right away. The guard saluted, snapped around, and took off. Narumi closed the door behind him and walked back to the clean pile of clothes. Really? Right in front of me, dude? Without warning, she began stripping off her clothes in front of me. Man, in front of me! Excellent exclamation point there, dude, buddy. My first reaction was to quickly cover my eyes with one of my hands. Narumi, however, didn't seem the least bit bothered by my presence. Narumi-san, what are you doing? Hey, what's the matter, Takahiro? Never seen a girl in her undies before. Oh wait, you saw my nester. Gross. Maybe you've never seen them on a girl. Actually, I've seen a lot of things in my life, but never a girl stripping. What would your grandfather say if he saw you? I stuttered as I briefly visualized how Narumi would have looked without the underwear, but quickly cleared that thought from my mind. 'Cause I'm a gentleman. Get it? 'Cause I'm a gentleman. Well, he's not going to find out that easy. It's nothing. We need to hurry, right? So get the changed already. It's a matter of decency. Aren't you embarrassed knowing there's a healthy guy in the same room as you? At this rate, this and that might happen and we're going to be late either way. Okay, dude, seriously? This and that ain't gonna happen. Not really. I don't mind if it's a you, Takahiro-kun. See, bro, Takahiro, you gotta take advantage of these women climbing onto you. Literally jumping onto you, bro. I'm honored. I wouldn't mind any of my friends seeing me like this. Me, I've seen me naked lots of times. That's not really the issue here. Anyway, I quickly turned around, trying my best not to peek as she finished changing. If you'd quit your babbling, we'd be done already. Get your clothes off and dry ones on. I suddenly felt hands grab my hips from behind, and without any other warning, my trousers were yanked down to my ankles. A firm kick to my rear followed, and I stumbled forward toward the wardrobe. And now! You didn't have to kick me! I sighed in frustration. I had been wrong. Whether it was the Tsundere tyrant, Narumi, Machiko, or Mayeko, these girls had no common sense. You know, it's not fair that you only get through. Hey, keep your eyes to yourself. This isn't a peeping contest. A good thing I do. I have no chance of a win. Ooh. I'm getting called out, boy. Well, I admit your side certainly has the more interesting view. I mumbled as I snuck another peek at Narumi while putting on the old robes that I had found in the wardrobe. She seemed to have changed most of her clothes by now, replacing them with near identical. Of course, near identical. Why not? I wondered why she would have more than one set of the same clothes when it struck me. You have a strange dress code here. What's a dress code? These are my clothes. Are you saying I dress strangely? No, they just look a lot like your other clothes. Then again, what do I know? There is not a lot of options when it comes to clothes here in the cities, maybe, but here you'll find that you look at a good one, and you stick to it. Some folks don't even have spare clothes, so I'm pretty lucky. I guess it would be for a tailor to find work in a small village like this. I guess it would be for a tailor to find work in a small village like this. Okay. I'm guessing fabric isn't easy to come by either. Yeah, it's never been easy, but these days it's almost impossible to convince people to come here with the spirits around. People used to pay a visit to the shrine, but lately they can't come and coming. They have never coming. I mean, makes sense. I don't think many would be willing to risk their lives peddling good to some small village, knowing wild spirits might attack. Hey, dang it, I'm going to need some help here, Takahiro-kun. Are you done yet? Yep, just finished. What do you need help with? My wrap came loose. Can you pull it back later for me? I've never been able to get it right on my own. As she said that, she pulled her top up, presenting her back to me. You want me to do it? Feeling slightly embarrassed at the thought, I tried my best to keep my thoughts pure as I took hold of the end of the wraps and helped pull them back, tying them into place. I quickly made sure they were neither too tight nor too loose. Come on, be a man! There's the balloons tight and tight! A little surprised at her reaction, I decided to do as she said and pulled it even tighter than I had previously, securing it with this. This isn't good for my heart. There was so hard. Come on, sorry. Oh, you look good. Like some handsome businessman. I look more like a monk than a businessman. TBH. Smiling weakly, I quickly followed after Narumi, who was already in a hurry to leave the house. We dashed across the village to the elder's house. Narumi grabbed a weapon along the way. When we got there, we heard shouting and exchanged worried glances before pushing through the door. Hold the villain! Oh my! Prepare your... Did we cross into a different dimension? Stop it. Never... I'm totally gonna vanquish you. The scene that lay before us was unlikely anything I had ever seen. In one corner, Mayeko was cuddling a large empty bottle, sleeping and giggling to herself. At the back of the room, the village elder was hitting a large cassette with a lock on it, while grumbling to himself. In the center of the room, Machiko lay pinned to the floor by Miyo, who was tickling her mercilessly, with one hand on her katana. Naruto, now look at this. The chest is locked, and all the sake is trapped inside and suffocating. We need to rescue it immediately. Oh, no, jeez, you're drunk, Takahiro. Can you stop those two? This wasn't the battle I was expecting. I nodded my head in confirmation to Narumi's request, and I turned toward the two girls on the floor, trying to decide how to best deal with them. With both of them drunk, it would probably have been easy enough to get Mio to release Machiko. But before I had the chance to intervene, the two girls roughhousing on the floor cased them to bump into the table, knocking over a bottle of sake onto both of them. I'm all wet now, you spilled the sake. Wow, stupid! The girl pushed herself upright, flailing like a spoiled child before turning tail and running through the door. Good grief. Who knows what she might do? Nuru-chan, please go get her. In this state, she'd only make stupid advances at me. Alright! As Narumi ran off to retrieve the drunken fox girl, I was left to take care of the remaining few. Miyo-san, you need to come with me. We need to get you into something clean. You just wanna see, you just wanna see me naked. What? No, I'm not a pervert, dude. Yeah, no, he is nothing but a pervert. Why does everyone seem to think that? I mean, I do want to see boobs, but I have my honor, damn it. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll give him that one. Nope. I'm not gonna do anything you tell me to do. I'll see right here, man. Swimming is sake, homie. And looked down at the woman who was indeed trying to swim in the tiny puddle of sake on the floor. Taking it. I prepared myself. Tsundere Chief. Enemies have been sighted near the hot springs. Their numbers are about to overwhelm us. We need reinforcements right away. I came up with the bluff on the spot, hoping it would get Mio out of the room. What? Dude, we have to vanquish them at once. Come on, private pervert. To the hot springs. But we aren't supposed to defend. Before I had time to finish my sentence, Mio had dragged me to the entrance of the building by the collar of my robe. No, attack, dude. Attack, bro. Get to the hot springs and attack. I'll be there soon. And with that, she shoved me through the door with a hefty kick, the door slamming shut behind me. My hearing wasn't perfect, but I could have sworn I heard a yelp and a tumble following Mio's departure. Alright. Here we are at the hot springs, everybody. That's the end of this episode for sure. Definitely just gonna end it here. New location, hot springs, coming next episode. Alright. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. We'll see what happens at the hot springs. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video if you enjoyed this episode. Subscribe if you like the Sakura Spirit series and want to see more Sakura games played on my channel. Leave a comment telling you guys how you liked it, what you guys want to see, and how y'all doing. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.